I go by the name of Miles. Over there is...
You got to get used to it. Marcel Williams.
And today's special guest is T.I.
Well, this is, you get used to it. He does this every time. Todd, all right.
Anthony. Never know how to pronounce your last name, man. So sorry. I've heard you say it before, but I've never known how to pronounce it. I've heard you say it, but I've never known how to pronounce it. It's a little bit.
It's a Portuguese origin.
Okay.
I don't speak a lick of Portuguese.
Spelling bee, I guess.
It's pronounced Manaigo.
Oh,
Manaigo.
that is a cool name
Todd
right
Anthony
there.
Manaigo is in the building. Woohoo!
Thank y'all for having me, first of all.
Brother, thank you for being here.
Thanks for showing up. You know, some people don't.
Some people
Atlanta.
don't. Some people don't.
Yeah, I mean, and let's be clear. Y'all ain't around the corner.
Oh, well.
Where are you coming from?
Gwinnett.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming, man.
Hey, come on now. You're a good dude.
Damn.
Woo.
Well, we only planned this, I don't know, a year ago.
Definitely, man. But
thanks for having me.
Wow.
Brother, of course, thank you for being here.
Absolutely,
I'm really
man.
excited.
So Todd is
man.
an acting coach out here in Atlanta, and he's an actor himself. And we about to dig into this nigga shit, okay? Hey, man.
Right.
Oh, boy.
Hey,
Oh, boy.
buddy. So,
Alrighty.
you, sir. Let me think. I met Todd in 2017.
Here we go.
That was a
Wait,
good
was
year.
it 27?
Remember the origin? Yeah. I mean, the first thing we did was Cause and Effect.
That was 2017, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I'm trying to.
Can I ask you something about that?
Oh, go
Cause and
for it.
Effect?
Yeah. What did you think of me?
All right.
Wait, no.
That's a.
And I'll tell you why after you answer.
What I think of your the acting or just you in general?
Just me in general.
Oh, here we go.
I was trying to think. How did you even get there? Like, was it DeMarcus? Did DeMarcus hit you up to
DC,
be in that?
Rodney.
I think it was Rodney. I think Rodney hit you up to be in
Rodney
that.
was Rodney has been my people since he showed up at acting class. And DC too.
I thought so. I think so. The first time I ever met you was on set.
Gotta be.
No, we did a rehearsal. Because I remember. Oh my goodness!
Oh, so it's coming back. It's coming back to him. It's coming back to him.
It is.
It's definitely not coming back.
We did. I remember we did a rehearsal at somebody's crib.
Okay.
And okay, all right. What the question was? What I think of you?
What
Right?
did you think?
All right, here we go.
That was the question.
So first off, I was like, "Who this old motherfucker?"
Oh shit.
It's like,
Oh
I
shit.
was like, because they said, "Hey, I got somebody to play this role." I'm like, "Okay, cool. He's super dope. Yeah, cool, whatever. All right, cool. He can do it. Cool." And you came through, and I was like, "Oh, this is a grown ass man, bro." Like I was like 22, 23 at the time. So I'm thinking, maybe 30. You know what I'm saying? And then when you came, I'm like, "Oh, damn, no, this nigga season. This is a season."
2017.
As-
2017.
50 that year.
That was a good year.
That was a good.
Hey, 2017 was a good year.
Silver. It was the silver.
I was like, "Oh yeah, this dude is seasoned." And everybody who knew you, they put you in such high regard. Like especially Rodney, like he kept like beefing you up, and that kind of pissed me off. It only pissed me off. Not even like your acting wise. It was like the stuff he was saying. He was saying like you could get Cause and Effect like on a network and shit, and like, and so he's saying that. I'm skeptical of anybody who's saying that type
None
of
of that
shit.
shit
You know
is true.
what I'm saying? I'm like, yo,
Shout out to Rodney though, because Rodney, that's my man.
That's the
20
homie.
grand, one of the most talented cats I
He's
know.
very talented.
Like for real.
without a doubt.
That I know. he's up there in like the top 5 of
He's great.
talent. So yeah.
Without a doubt. So because he was saying that about you, it's like it made me look at you in kind of a certain light. Like, is he feeding him this bullshit, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, because it's like I just don't believe shit until it happens.
I could get y'all on the network.
That's what. Yeah,
That's kind of heavy. You know?
Heavy shit to
Never,
say.
no.
So, but when we came to set, I was amazed. Like, I was really. First off, I was amazed at the detail you put into the character. Because at that time, I was used to motherfuckers just showing up and, you know what I'm saying, if I didn't tell them, you know what I'm saying, like what to wear or what to do, like motherfuckers were just showing up. Because I didn't talk to you. I didn't tell you like what to wear or anything like that. You made up that whole, you know, persona and stuff and came through like that. The fishnet shirt that you had on, you had the do-rag.
Somebody told me. Somebody told me. I thought that came from you, Miles.
It wasn't me.
I still have that bullshit in my costume
I
drawer.
ain't never told a nigga to wear a fishnet shirt.
Fishnet shirt.
You that.
It's very
you
unique.
had
You
the
know?
chain, the do-rag, the gold tooth, like,
Yeah.
and then
I had the gold grill.
the
and everything.
accent, like all of, I was really amazed by your acting. And then when I saw you on set, I felt like you shouldn't be there. I felt like you shouldn't. I felt nobody around you was worthy to be like on set. And honestly, that's why I don't really hit you up. I feel like I need to have something, you know, of your caliber of level to hit you up, like to put you in. Like that's just me personally. It's a lot of actors out here that I think they're so talented that I wouldn't ask them to come and be in, you know, some of these projects. Like I just, even though they may want to, but it's like, nah, I just feel like I need to have something that, you know, I feel your level of actor would be, you know, great in. So after that, it was just like, yeah, you've always been in my mind, but I wouldn't I wouldn't say nothing.
I felt like it was before that, because I mentioned something to you when we worked this last time. Like, yeah, it's been like 10 years since I worked. I thought it was like.
I thought you was exaggerating.
I thought it was, but and you're not the first person to say that to me. Mm-hmm. And it's unfortunate for me because, you know, there's a lot of good stuff being done,
right?
And people say, "Oh man, no, this ain't for you."
Yeah.
This ain't, you know, you. And I'm at home like,
hey, you know, I could be doing something right now.
Yeah.
I feel.
So this last project, you know, I'm gonna give you what I do, mm-hmm. And so it doesn't matter to me, you know, what the project is or what you think, because now we went from cause and effect. Now I've seen like, and I'm seeing you and I'm going, yo man, that thing was dope you just did, and you didn't look at me at all. So let me just say this: is this the camera right here?
This is the camera.
Yeah. I'm saying this to Miles, okay? He's sitting beside me, but I'm talking to him here.
Because I got to edit it. So
Cast me, bro. Okay? You're doing great things. And for real, it's about the art for me.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Well, I met the great Ruby D before she passed, and she grabbed my hand and she said, "Todd, are you an actor?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Act." She said, "There is no role that's not significant enough for you. If you're an actor, act." I said, "Okay."
Say this.
And yeah, exactly. And that saying wasn't around yet. But had it been, I would have said, "Say less." So, you know, that's what I aspire to do.
Duly noted.
Obviously, I can't take every role, but you know.
Right. Which is duly noted. Like even when and then that was acting wise. What made me kind of like you as a person, I don't even know if you remember this, but when we did the photo shoot for Cause and Effect. When we did the photo shoot for Cause and Effect, I sent out a text message to everybody saying, like, it was a long message, like, hey, it's a bunch of y'all tomorrow. We need everybody to be, you know, on time. Make sure you have your stuff. And I said, I'm trying to remember exactly what I said in the text message that I sent to the whole cast. If you are late, you either get in the foot or tongue up your ass, and I only got 2 feet. So you came late, and then you walked up to me and said, "Hey, is it too late for the foot?" I was like, "Nah, nigga, I'm all out of feet." That made me. You had a good sense of humor. I was like, "Oh, he dope." Okay, to me, if you got a good sense of humor,
that's funny.
Like, yeah, we are good. So that's what made me. Like,
I repressed that.
Like
I don't remember that at all. I'm just being honest with you.
Okay.
Nah.
Remember you came up to me like, "Hey, any more feet?"
Pray to God.
Please be a foot left.
Please be a foot.
Look, unless the tongue is attached to her.
Her. Look, I can't do nothing else but
Hey,
the
man.
foot.
Hey, bro.
So, but yeah,
That's
just
funny.
having that personality, it made me appreciate you. But so even when we came to doing No Disrespect, like once we were recasting and stuff, like I had told DeMarcus, like, hey, you know what I'm saying, what about Todd? Like Todd would be dope for this character, but also because it was a one-day shoot, it was one scene. I didn't want to once again, I don't like to overreach myself, you know what I'm saying? Like if it's, oh damn, this actor really would be dope, but okay, they might have 5 days of filming, and then it's like, you know, if the more days of filming, it's like the less likely you may be able to do it, or you may have time to freaking do it. So yeah, man, I just put you in a high regard, that which is understandable. It's like, well, damn, nigga, okay, cool, I appreciate the talent, but nigga still want to work. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. And I just want to say, because again, this has happened a few times. There are a couple of other filmmakers that are like up and coming dope filmmakers like yourself, who, you know, I'll see them somewhere, like, you know, before the pandemic, I'll see them out somewhere or at a film thing, and they'll say, man, you know, you wouldn't want to be in my thing, would you? And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Of course I would, you know. And maybe that's been their experience, you know, with other people. But I'm like, nah, that's not me. Because especially people who put me in stuff, right? I'm like, nah, if you mess with me, I mess with you. That's how I roll, you know. Now there are filmmakers who, you know, are trying to just get people, and they say, hey, Todd, and I'm like, nah, I'm good on that, because, you know, it's not really a mutual thing.
Right.
Where, you know, I really know you mess with me. Like, I know Miles and they'll mess with me, but
But what you said before is not like, well, what you're saying now is where, like, what you said before is more so the norm, as far as like reaching out to somebody, and they, like, I've gotten a lot of, you know, people turning their noses up at me type shit, because for no other reason other than they feel they're above. And people, obviously, I'm reaching out to you. I don't think you.
What? I mean, I didn't have to go through your people. I got your number. Your number is right here.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it's a lot of people who it's more common for them to have, you know, this ego or their pride or their head like up in the sky, rather than it's people who get mad at me when I say auditions are coming, rather than, hey, here's the role. Here's
a role for you.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's I do deal with that like a lot. So I wouldn't say I would think you would do that, but on the chance that you would, it would make me see you in a negative light. So it's like, let me limit that chance.
I don't want to not like Todd, so let me just.
If the nigga hit me with the, all right, well, you know, what's the rate, or you know what I'm saying, how many days, or, you know, just on some celebrity type shit, it's like, don't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Don't even. It's all good.
It's interesting how people see you. You know,
it is
like I'm nowhere near a celebrity. Like, you know, I've been on TV a few times, but
Bro,
this doesn't make you a celebrity. Nobody knows me. I can walk down the street. No one will know who I am, bro.
I thought at
Except y'all.
the no hey, Todd. at the No Disrespect premiere, I thought one of my cousins was talking about you. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I just saw such and such. He was on the Tyler Perry show." I was like, "Oh, she must have been talking about Todd," but it wasn't you. But I thought I thought
Wasn't
like
you,
you
bro.
were initially the first person in my head. I was like, "Oh, she's probably talking about Todd."
No such luck. Yeah, and it's funny now because having been an acting coach for close to 20 years now, I see a lot of my students now. You know, Isaiah John, who just went crazy on Snowfall. I mean, his character on Snowfall was just like, you know, I mean, and to see him, and I had him as a kid actor, you know, and just to see people like him, to see people like Patrick, to see people like, you know, CJ, to see people who I think are like super, super, super dope. You know, Zingy, Nzinga, to see people like that who, you know, I saw them raw and, you know, did my part to help them. And now they're but they were always.
How is that feeling?
Yeah,
like,
how does that make you
feeling to
feel?
see?
It feels really, really good, you know, but for like the first probably decade of my coaching experience, I was, you know, with my brother, Dwayne Boyd. I was with Dwayne. So
that's your
a lot
brother.
of people, no, he's my brother. He's my brother.
Stop.
He's my
How
brother.
would I
He's
have-
my
come
soul
on.
brother.
Look, all right.
I mean, right. You didn't know.
They both black.
You didn't
I thought,
know, right?
you know what I
I mean, he light skinned, but you know.
Hey, man, continue the story. Don't worry about him over there. He's crazy.
So a lot of people just
Trying to
was
be
like, "Oh, that's Dwayne's boy."
Right,
You know.
right.
You know, I mean, it was Dwayne's school, you know, and I was a coach there. But, you know, when I met people like So and people like that who were like, you know, Todd, you should get your own class. You know, because I had my own teaching style. You know, I was, you know, theater educated. I brought a different kind of thing, you know, to the table. So, but for 10 years, you know, I was rocking with them. So it was like,
So I split.
well, COVID was the culprit first. So
Hey.
he shut the school down, right? He had to. And when he opened back up, my other brother, I don't know if y'all know Larry Rim, who's an amazing actor. Larry, who was another one of the coaches there, when they opened back up, they were in a small space. And Larry came back, and I said, you know, Larry, you take it. You know, he didn't need 2-3 coaches in that little space. When we were at the Performing Arts Center, you know, we could separate, and they had a bunch of people coming to the class, so we would break the class up. But when we came back from the pandemic, they were in a small space, so I said, you go ahead, bro, you know. And it wasn't a charity thing or anything. It was just like, you know, I had a lot of other stuff going on, so I'm like, you know, you have it.
Nothing.
And so at
Was
that
it
same
cool?
time,
Like, did he feel any type of way?
who, DB?
Yeah.
No, because prior to the pandemic, I had started teaching a class on Friday nights called Anatomy of a Scene. And DC was he had an office up at WeWork,
I remember.
and he gave that's my other brother. He literally gave me the key to the building and said, Todd, do your class here.
Dang.
Now, we all know how big this gentleman is, right? After the first class, you know, I collected the money from the people, and I came in and tried to give him some money. And he stood up. Now, I was standing up. But when he stood up, it looked like I was sitting down. And he essentially threatened me and said, if you ever try to give me money again, this brother really set me up to succeed in this. But Dwayne was also very supportive, and he said, man, it's your time. Go ahead and do your thing. So it was never a thing with anybody that I worked with that was like, oh, what you doing? You know,
That's good.
You know, so
Man.
yeah,
For a long time too, for it to be 10 years plus. I mean, that's a blessing. That's good. Obviously, it could have went a couple of different motherfucking ways, but I mean, it's good that there was no, animosity or detachment.
Zero animosity. Shout out to Dwayne Boyd and Todd over at Premier Actors Network. That's where, I reluctantly became an acting coach because I was like, I don't want to coach. I want to just act. And that's a whole different testimony because for me, it's like when God gives you a gift and you use that gift, it glorifies him, so then he gives you the other stuff you want. Like you didn't do anything to deserve the gift. So I have a gift for teaching and coaching and imparting knowledge and information to other people in a way that they can understand it. So even though I reluctantly used it initially, when I surrendered and said, okay, all right, I'll teach your classes, man. I started getting acting jobs. I mean, network acting jobs. Like I started working. So I was like, okay, gotcha.
So what are some of those jobs that you got? Like what can you say that we have seen you in? Or somebody seen you in?
Yeah, because it's so funny because people say, yeah, I talk to people in this industry who say they don't watch TV. And I'm like,
yeah.
That's weird. It's like,
to me, it's so much TV.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When we were younger, it was, it was a lot of TV, but it was still, you may watch certain channels.
There was a lot of TV when you were young. There wasn't a lot of TV when I was young.
Well,
it's probably less, in the 50s or whatever.
NBC, ABC, CBS, Channel 17.
Oh.
Which was TBS.
Oh.
Channel 46. That was it.
Dang.
And then later on, there was a Channel 69, then a Channel 36, which have all become network kind of stuff now. Right. But back then, they were on what you call the UHF dial, where you had the big three were on one dial. You had two dials on your TV. The big three were on one dial. The other ones were on this other one, like AM, like AM radio.
Yeah, no, this sounds depressing.
Yeah. And then TV went off. TV went off.
Oh, it wasn't 24/7 programming.
Not until CNN.
CNN did that, yeah.
CNN.
Oh.
And at about midnight, a flag came on the screen and they did the Pledge of Allegiance or the Star Spangled Banner. I can't remember which one it was. And then TV just went shh. It just went to white noise.
That's a different time.
It's just so much.
Yeah, it's too
TV.
much
like
content right now.
It's so many streaming. It's still the networks are there, and then it's so many streaming platforms. It's having a conversation about have you seen something is so hard these days because it could be one of the most popular shows. You still may have never seen an episode, but it's not a lot of early 2000s or even 90s or 80s. It's not a lot of shows that could be some of the most popular shows that you never heard of.
Right. 80s and 90s, if it was a popular show, everybody was watching it.
Seen it, yeah.
But you see how I pivoted off of that, so I didn't have to tell you what show I was on.
Oh, he's gonna
see how I did that?
I thought he was gonna.
Oh wait a minute.
Yeah, what you mean? I didn't say that as a pivot.
We were a little.
Yeah, no, we were making it. We gonna spend the block
right now. We gonna spend the block.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey,
he thought he
pivoted. Yeah. I tried it.
So where we sing? Back to it.
Hey yo!
Hey man,
that was not in my mind at all.
Yeah, zero. I thought
I was the only one thinking that bullshit.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So,
do you see how I did it?
See how
we don't. We
no,
having a conversation. Yeah, we coming back. It's coming out.
It's coming back around, brother. So let's see. MacGyver.
Okay.
The Originals, Vampire Diaries, Godfather of Harlem, The Quad, Being Mary Jane, Cherish the Day on Own.
Were you in All Queens Men?
All the Queens Men. Yeah. I mean, some more stuff.
So let's talk about with getting these jobs. I think what a lot of actors have questions about is the finances of it. So when it comes to getting a SAG job, like how does the finances work? Like I can only assume the rate wasn't the same for all of these shows.
No, the rate was not the same for all of these shows, but they will try you, bro. They will try you. So, there is a SAG scale rate,
right?
And we're all familiar with scale.
We're not. Right? Explain it to us.
Scale is essentially minimum wage. That's the lowest they can pay you based on the collective bargaining agreement that the union negotiated with the studios. So it's a little over $1,000 a day that you get
because it's for co-starring, guest starring,
for any SAG project, whether you're a co-star, guest star, whatever. The rate for television is the same. The rate for a film, for a feature film, is the same. The rate for commercials. So there's a scale for all of those things. So, they'll try to, and a lot of times in this market, because they call it a co-star market.
You say this market. What is
the Atlanta market?
The Southeast market. Southeast market, gotcha. Which Atlanta is the hub now.
Right.
But all of the states surrounding Georgia, all of those people come in here to work.
Right.
Gotcha.
So scale is what they pretty much try to pay everybody. Where, once you have a name in the market, once you have experience, then you want to negotiate up from scale, right? Like after a while, you don't want to work for minimum wage anymore. Right. But, it's hard because, you have to have representation that's willing to go in there and fight for you. You have to have credits that warrant you asking for more money. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
So you're saying 1,000 a day is the scale?
It's a little over 1,000. It's almost 1,100 a day. Sounds like a lot of money, huh?
It sounds like
over eight. Anything over eight, they prorate it down to an hourly rate, and you get time and a half plus whatever the scale is.
Okay.
Most of the time, it's always over 8.
No, not on Hollywood Productions.
Oh, they be on it. They.
So, and Miles, as a filmmaker, y'all can appreciate this, what I'm about to say. So, Hollywood Productions will shoot 2 to 3 scenes a day. That's it.
Yeah, no, I've heard this without a doubt.
So you ain't going over 8 hours. You ain't going over 8. Especially if you're not the lead. The lead may get pushed over 8 because they're getting coverage. They're doing a lot of stuff over and over. But if you're a co-star and you just on there for a couple of days,
I guess I've just
they're gonna be like, "Thank you, you're wrapped. Get him out of here. Get him out of here." Yeah. So,
wow. So they keep it tight, huh?
I guess I've just heard different when it comes to that. But I definitely I've heard you shoot like between half to 1.5 pages a day. Well, for a film, you shoot like between a half to 1.5 pages a day.
Right.
But it's like the it's so much more than an independent film. So
Right.
so much more people, so much more equipment. Like the wait times is,
a lot of hurry up and wait.
it's a lot of we'll get you and then just go sit your ass
Oh
over
my
there and we'll
God.
call you when we need you. Normally
Lot of
because
waste.
of that it goes over the 8 hours. So this is the first time I'm hearing that they're like, hey, well, which I feel like I would be more on that because I'm not trying to pay you over that shit. So
Well, now they'll wrap you. It doesn't mean you're done. Okay, so you could be a co-star. You could be in 2 scenes in one episode. So now, bear in mind, it takes them a week to shoot one episode, at least a week. So you could be a co-star in a couple of scenes, and they might work you 3 days, 3-4 days. They might have you on hold for a whole week, and they'll work you 3 of those days. So, no, it's not that you're done. You just done for that day. Okay, we're going to, they send you back to your trailer, you chilling, and then right at the 8-hour mark, your PA comes and goes, hey, you're wrapped. I'm like, y'all could have wrapped me 5 hours ago. I've been in here asleep for 4 hours.
big facts. Okay,
Right.
So when it comes to
Unless you're at TPS. TPS, different ball game.
What's different about TBS?
TPS, they shoot a whole season in 2 weeks.
it seems more
Whereas
like-
Hollywood, they shooting an episode of the season in a week.
Amen.
TPS, they shooting 10 to 12 episodes in 2 weeks. They rolling. So the thing is, I see it can be done.
True.
They just not doing it. In Hollywood, they just not doing it.
What I've learned, I've learned from a director who works out. He's in the DGA. They do that intentionally.
Yeah.
Like they intentionally prolong
Absolutely.
the
Sure.
shit. Like if you come in there and you're like, okay, come on, let's get this. They're like, hey, nigga,
Calm down.
you ain't,
Relax.
Hey, yeah, what you? You ain't gonna be here long.
Relax, bro. Yeah. You knew, ain't you?
You need a
You knew, ain't you?
You might want to.
Who is this guy?
You might
Who is this guy?
Chill out. Go
Get
get
your
you some
man,
crafty,
Z.
nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Who is your man?
That's
They
funny.
want it to be like how that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean,
That's the shooting
Absolutely.
schedule.
It's a different model at TPS, obviously. I mean, the
Obviously.
money is different. Everything is different. But whereas, for Hollywood production, network TV, we're negotiating a daily rate, depending on how big your role is, maybe per episode if you're a series regular. At TPS, you're negotiating your rate per episode because it's just not smart to do a daily rate because
Even you're filming
think about it. You're gonna shoot the whole season in 2 weeks. If you're on a network show, the money you would make out of 12 episodes, if you're in 10 episodes on a network show, you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars. At TPS, they shooting that in 2 weeks. So
I think it's only a matter of time. They're gonna have to move over to that TPS model.
I
It's just
don't
getting
think so.
too. You don't
I
think?
don't
I
think so
think. I
either.
think. I mean, I don't think they want to, but things are just getting too expensive. Like things
Yeah,
are just.
but it's a lot of money, man. You got to remember, the reason the TPS model is like that is because there's a king there, and all the money funnels to the king. In Hollywood, it's a bunch of people that got to get paid.
Yeah, that's true too.
Like hundreds of people, maybe thousands. So they need all of that money, like from ads and advertising money is dumb.
Oh, I'm sure
It's
is.
dumb. And then on the film side, you have all of these big pocket producer guys who need to spend that money. So they're gonna throw $25 million at a project because it's a studio project. They writing it off. It's getting a kickback. They're getting taxed. You know what I'm saying? They're
No,
getting
I
all
feel
of
you.
that.
I feel you.
So they're basically not cleaning their money, but it's like
right,
I shouldn't
right.
have said cleaning their money. Now it's on tape. But
I understand.
Right.
I understand. I do think that this industry has just went so unchanged for so long, like a lot of industries, and it's just I don't know. I think streaming was a good thing. I think it's going to force some sort of change. I don't think. I mean, I feel you, and if it doesn't change, that's fine. But I just do think that there are changes coming because I hear what you're saying, but it's like it's unsustainable over time because like things like Tubi are getting bigger, YouTube's getting bigger. People are pushing out things faster and quicker. Like,
you know what's interesting about that though?
What?
It's like those services seem to aspire to be the big studio.
Oh,
So what
they do
happens
because of the
is
money.
you have somebody like Netflix, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Netflix started out as the little guy who was doing their own thing. Then they started having these Netflix originals, and the budgets got bigger and bigger and bigger. And now Netflix is just like the big studios.
Oh yes.
You can't even get in there. You knock on the door, and then Oz comes and slides the thing. What is it that you want? Like you can't get in there. Whereas and you see even the smaller ones, the Tubis and all of that, they're stepping up their game. Now they're gonna have these TUBI originals. I don't know if y'all see the deal they inked, right?
Yeah.
And thank you, by the way, for. Okay, no,
sure.
it was it was
All right.
He up on it.
I
Okay,
don't
never
know.
mind. I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. No, me and Miles. No,
Y'all
me and
right.
Miles
I
do
don't
business,
know.
man. We do
Yeah, y'all
business.
do the thing.
We do business. Okay.
Right.
All right, we'll leave it at that. But I see these new streaming services. They seem to be aspiring
Yes,
Oh,
they
of
want
course.
to
They
do
want
what
that
the big
money. They want that
studios
money.
do.
Yeah.
So I don't see them saying, "No, we gonna rogue and do our own thing, and you gonna come down to us." Nah, they doing their own thing. And the big studios, what they did was they said, "We're gonna create our own streaming service. So we're gonna do what you do." And do what we
still gonna do.
and we're gonna and if you don't do it, we're gonna run you out of business. So remember at first Netflix had all of the Disney stuff and all of that, and then Disney said, they pulled all of their stuff. They pulled all of their stuff. So now that forced Netflix to say, all right, I think we stuck our head up out of the sand too soon. Because now we don't have no original program. We're gonna go under. So they had to figure out a way. They had to figure out a model. Amazon Prime did too. YouTube was kind of the savior because Tubies and them started looking at their model and going, wait a minute, they doing what? We can do that too. Because those models look suspiciously like YouTube's model, right? With the ads and stuff.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So it's weird. It's like, and then now YouTube has YouTube TV.
Yeah,
Like
YouTube
it was all
originals.
free at first. Like now they trying to charge suckers.
They've come down on they started trying to do like originals like years ago.
They tried that.
Yeah, they haven't.
That ain't the platform.
Yeah, it didn't.
That didn't work out. YouTube Red,
Like-
I think it was called.
Yeah, they was trying to do. But,
Yeah,
but
that
have you
was-
ever been to the YouTube facilities in New York?
I haven't.
Bruh.
I heard it was nice though.
Yeah.
Well, it's like YouTube still got money. That's
Oh,
not,
yes, YouTube
is still
is-
fucking YouTube.
They're
but
trying to
their
figure out,
original
what
content,
their niche
They
is going to
need
be.
to.
I don't know
they
the
need
numbers.
to reassess their original content.
I
For
bet
sure. Those
YouTube
journeys.
is like knocking on their door. To be, I bet their revenue is like probably like up there with them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like YouTube is not a joke.
That's
They
like
just
one
have
of
a
the
completely
main
different model.
places you go for advertising.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's every business brand film's first step when it comes to advertising. You make sure you put
And it's only
some of
going to
that
go up
into YouTube
for me because people. It's still kind of not. It's still kind of new
Right.
to a lot of people.
To a
You know
lot
what I
of
mean? People still watching television. But that, not the
What,
wrong
you trying to
television.
shit
but
on people who
no,
still watch television?
Well, a little bit.
People are still watching television.
I mean, because that's a whole audience, though. Like a lot of people that watch literal television don't watch YouTube, so it's like, and it's an older crowd. So as people slowly shift toward YouTube, that
Facebook
money,
energy. You getting Facebook energy? A little Geritol crowd, Facebook.
I mean, I mean, it's just the way of things, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And the price is only gonna go up, you know.
Well, you're right.
So that's what YouTube's gonna be huge, like bigger than them.
The thing is, they're already pretty huge.
They are
fucking monstrous.
I can't even imagine. Like it's like an iceberg, right? Mm-hmm. You just see the part that's above the water. YouTube is like massive,
and they're backed by one of the largest companies in the world.
Hello,
like. Come on, like
going nowhere.
Right.
Okay, so before we get out of here, I do want to talk to you about your experience. You did just produce a film.
I did.
I do want to talk to you about your experience producing that, and if you could share some light on the people. We did just do a film as well. We did an episode talking about it, just the troubles we had, and just the whole collaboration process of it. Yeah. So, if you could just sum up your whole overall process of making a film on the producing side of it, what advice would you give to others?
Was this your first time producing?
No. Okay. This was my first time as an EP.
Oh, okay.
And I learned a lot about what I didn't know.
Definitely.
You know, talk to this guy, talk to DC, talk to everybody who would talk to me. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people wouldn't talk to me, bro, just to be honest.
Oh, really?
I shared this with Miles. A lot of people that I've known for years who are producers and executive producers was just like, nah.
What do you think it was? Like, you think they were like scared of you, or you think they just didn't fuck with you like that, or they didn't want the competition? What do you think would make somebody be like, nah?
I think it was a combination of they didn't fuck with me and they just didn't know what they were doing either.
I think welcome to filmmaking.
Yeah, in this business, a lot of people are faking it. Mm-hmm. Like they don't know what they're doing, and so when you go to them for knowledge, they're like, "Bro, just get your film in the can, bro." Right, and then you do that, and then you realize that, you know. Did you see the movie Glory?
Yeah.
Remember at the end when they crest the hill and they realize there's a whole bunch of more Confederate people? Like, that's how I felt. Like, I was like, finished. Got over the hill and was like, oh, shit, and they just blew our heads off, right? So it was like, I as an executive producer, there was so much I didn't know. Like, the post process alone.
Goodness.
Was like, wait, you just do the cut? You don't color correct? Wait, I gotta go get somebody else to score it? Wait, I gotta go get somebody else to mix that? Wait, I gotta go.
And that's still to me one of the most common misconceptions that people who aren't behind the scenes or who may just be an actor and they're venturing off into doing their first thing, they think it's a one-stop shop, which it can be, but if it is, nigga, that price gonna be a one-stop shop.
Right, they're gonna hit you in the head, right.
Otherwise, it's, no, this is what I do, and now you need to go find
somebody to do this other thing. Yeah, and not just that, but then now the whole placement piece.
Mm-hmm. The distribution, where are you going to put it? How are you going to get it out to the world?
And that's like, I honestly feel like I'm just outside, like in the woods going, hello. Man. Like, and no one is answering, right?
Nobody's calling back.
There's nobody there. It seems like there's nobody there, right? And then, you know, you walk for a while and you come up on this dude. And you're like, what is he doing here? Mm-hmm. He's just out here in the middle of nowhere. And he says, yeah, man, I can get your shit. And you're like, who are you? I'm a broker. And the brokers now are in the game. And they're everywhere. And they have these production deals. Mm-hmm. When really, in fact, they just know the guy. And they standing in front of you, and when you try to look around them to see the guy, they're like, hey.
Focus. Stay here. Hey, that's just business period.
Right.
Yeah, but especially this business.
Right. So it reminds me of how the music industry was before the inmates took over the asylum, right? Where, you know, there were brokers, there was all kinds of collusion going on and all kinds of foolishness. And that's what's happening now. So a lot of what I learned was, the first thing I learned was I spent too much damn money on my first feature film.
That's most people's first lesson.
Yeah.
From what I'm saying.
We think we spent too much money on the film we just did.
Bro, a good friend of mine was one of the producers on the Andre Rison movie. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that.
Yeah. Ashanti was in it.
Yeah,
She played,
Ashanti was
Chili.
in it. Yeah, Ashanti was in it. So, actually, I know several of the producers on there. And he asked me, so what's y'all's budget, man? And I told him, he said, you spent too much money. I said, well, where the hell were you when I was writing the check out, bro? See, I needed this information beforehand.
I'm going to say this right now. I don't think I said this to you on the phone. If you would have gave me that check, we would not be here right now. What I would have did with just your portion, not even everybody else, we would be straight. Like, yo, son, stripper party 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
1, 2, 3 Cancun.
Funded. Like, yo,
1, 2, 3 Cancun.
That's a pretty common thing, though, man.
It is.
It's frustrating
so
though,
common.
because, you know, in this business, you typically learn these types of lessons that, in my opinion, you shouldn't have to. Like, that's why I
Say that. Hold on. You gotta say that again, man.
a lot of what so as an acting coach and as an actor, a large portion of my class is the business of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Good. That's something.
I will
That's
say
great.
this. I will say this. A lot of my students give me and they go out and do the shit anyway, and they come back and go, you know what? The shit you said was right.
That's how
Some
most
people just
learn.
hard headed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some people.
That is true.
Because they don't believe that. Could that really be true? But on the side behind the camera, it's like, I feel like people are like, nah, they fucked me over. You gotta get fucked over. I feel like that.
Welcome. That's America 101. Like, yeah, man. That's what weeds a lot of them out. They don't want you to learn that before you spend it. You know,
Right.
It weeds the people out. You know what I mean? It's just
When you
vetting.
say it weeds the people out, what do you mean?
Like, just it weeds, like, this industry ain't really meant for everybody. Obviously, right?
So if my bad, if something like that happened to somebody, they would be like, "Fuck it, I'm out."
Right.
And some people would be like, "Okay, I learned that, and I'll keep going." But
Right.
most people are going to be like, "Yeah, fuck that, I'm not doing
Right,
it again."
right.
So in the experience that you're having, a lot of people would just be like, "I ain't never making another film. Like, why would I do that?"
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Blah, 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 all of this crap. But I mean, what you're doing, that's happened to me plenty of times. I'll make another film.
Right.
So that's what it means by it's
just
weeding
weeds
out the
the-
motherfuckers.
Weeds
who's
out the
not
weed.
supposed
The
to be
weed.
there.
Oh, okay.
You know what I
okay.
mean? Yeah, you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, people that ain't cut out. But that's this whole industry. It's all,
For sure.
it's so much that
Right,
just,
it ain't for the weak.
we just make this industry is just full of unnecessary complications, you know, for no reason.
I tell my students, I make up an arbitrary number. I say every day 1,000 people quit. Every day 1,000 actors quit. And they look at me and go,
Probably more than that.
for real? And I'm like,
Oh.
yeah.
Man,
It's probably more. But the point is that you're gonna find your niche, but the thing is, you can't quit. You can, obviously. You can. But
Yes,
you know,
they
a lot
want
of
you to.
actors, they'll say, man, I'm taking a break. And they understand you in line, Jack. So when you get out of line, when you come back, you got to go to the back of the line. And now casting directors have forgotten about you because they've seen all these other people, and somebody hot came up when it was your turn to be seen, and you took a break.
Hey, you enjoy your
You
break.
know, yeah.
enjoy.
Dang.
The fuck
But
on.
that's
Right.
Yeah, that's how it is, though.
And
you know?
so, but on this side, it's like, why? Because other producers
This
are
the
like,
biggest side.
producers
you
like
gonna
this
learn.
dude,
Yeah.
producers like another brother who really helped me, Delapo, man. I got a lot of brothers in this thing.
I've learned.
I mean, there were people who said, come on, Todd, I'm gonna put you up on game. Let me show you this. I don't know everything, but this is what I do know. Here, let me show you this. And this is gonna help you on your journey. And isn't that how it's supposed to be?
It would be nice.
It
But
would be nice.
I have to tell you, even with my experience, I think even I tried to tell you on the phone, like, I've been making films for a minute now. I'm always coming across other people who, want to start making films. It's their first film and all of this good stuff. It's so many people who, like you just talk about, like weeding people out. So many people do that to themselves. When I started doing this shit, I didn't have anybody. I didn't have any mentors. I didn't know anybody that made films. I only had my fucking friends who aren't filmmakers. I didn't meet filmmakers until 7-8 years I was doing this shit.
Right.
But that's not y'all case. That's not everybody else's case. Y'all have, at minimum, you have me, who you've seen made films and you've seen do such and such. But people don't want help. People want to be like,
that too.
I did it. People want
Or
to be
they're
like,
embarrassed to let somebody know that they don't know anything.
yes, that as well. And then it's so many times people who haven't come to me, and then people who even have come to me who I've tried to guide and who've tried to help, and it still ends up doing the same thing because they don't want to listen. They don't want, and then you end up literally doing the exact same thing that I've tried to keep you from doing. Yeah. So it's like, in my position, it's discouraging. It's like, why am I going to keep giving that energy out when nobody's taking it? Nobody's. It's just I'm wasting my time. You're literally going to do the same thing, and now I've just wasted my energy giving you all of this advice and shit, and you're not even fucking taking it. So why would I go out and be like, hey, do it like this, when the ratio of it not even of them listening and not even taking the advice is low.
Right. I mean, there are a lot of different kinds of people in this industry, right? So, like somebody like Miles actually reminds me of DB because you're not waiting for nobody. You just doing it. And you hit a bump in the road, you keep going and you go, right? Right? And
he's seen it firsthand.
Right? But people like Miles, I am surprised when they actually stop to help somebody because y'all are constantly moving forward and going and going and going and going. It's like, you better be honored if he stops to help your ass, because him stopping to help you mean he ain't doing the thing that he set out to do in the beginning.
That's a fact.
And then there are people that I feel like myself who are put here to mentor and coach. So as I learn, my mission is to stop and help you. Right? Mm-hmm. We're all learning as we go, but my mission is to stop and help you. Your mission is to show us how to do it. So it's all kinds of different people, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
And when we form teams of people like that, that's when you win, because you got people who are just, and then you got people over here who are like, building the database. You got people over here who are like, cataloging the mistakes, going, okay.
Yeah.
So then when we get to the next thing, we won't do that again. So, but it's a shame that we don't.
That it's not as common as it should be. And that's something that I'm really passionate about. And it just hurts because it's like, it genuinely should be. People always look at me like I do everything, which I do, but it's out of necessity. It's not because I want to. Like, I don't want to do as much shit as I freaking do.
You do less than you used to do. Well, because when we did Cause and Effect, which was my only frame of reference, you were holding the camera, you were doing everything. Well, and then when we shot this last thing, I was like, oh,
it was
you're not the DP no more? You're not the DP no more. Wow.
Okay, in that sense, I guess, yeah. I'm thinking of, you're talking like on set experience. I absolutely do not. Like, I've been able to meet people who have been able to help me on set. Right. But the behind the scenes stuff is all strictly freaking Miles. It's no help or anything. I'm thinking of pretty much everything to try to make this film successful or get this film out and whatnot. And to me, that's what the sad part is. It's not being able to have people or find people who can help on those behind the scenes conversations when it's plenty of us out here. But it's like I almost don't blame people because of what I said earlier. people probably have a lot of experiences of trying and helping people, and then it's just being a waste of their fucking time. It's like you have to prove that you're not going to be a waste of somebody's time.
Yeah. Or they could just be selfish.
I think most people
That
are kind of
I think that ratio is
This
going
is
more
a
so
dog
than
eat
that.
dog industry.
It is definitely without a doubt. Man, look, we are out of time, man.
We're out of
I wish I know,
time.
man.
That
I
sucks,
wish
man. This has been really
we could
good.
talk more with Mr. Todd.
We didn't arm wrestle yet
Anthony,
either.
that
Go for
wasn't
it.
the part of the you do it.
No, he's bigger than me. I got a chance with Miles. I at least got a shot.
Like
with Miles.
The type to bite your fucking pinky the way, nigga. This nigga got competitive real quick. Golly, bro. Todd, where can they
That's
follow you,
funny.
man? How can they be in your acting class?
Oh, okay. Cool. You can follow me on Instagram at Todd Anthony Acts. Todd Anthony Acts. And if you're a little older, you can follow me on Facebook with that too. The class is anatomyactingacademy.com. You can go there, check out all the classes, and enroll, sign up, or reach out to me on the website. And I promise I do respond. Even if you DM me, I do respond to that. But yeah, if you're interested, I have a beginner's class that meets on Wednesdays. That's acting 1. Then I have an intermediate advanced class that meets on Thursdays. That's acting 2. I'll be doing some pop-ups in the city of Atlanta coming up soon. So I hope y'all can come out and check me out.
You got a level 3 for experts or just beginning and intermediate?
I do not have a level 3 for experts because no. So again, we talk about the ego thing. The ego thing is real. So you know, it's interesting that I'll meet someone who's a beginner. Mm-hmm. They don't want to get in the beginner's class. Or someone will get in the beginner's class and sit in there for 4 weeks, 4 classes, and go, all right, what's next?
Yeah,
I'm like, no,
I'm
you're still a beginner, bro. Like, you think you've mastered everything that I taught you?
People just want things.
And even if they say yes, I let them know that in 4 weeks, I haven't even taught you 1% of the stuff you need to know. You could be with me for a whole year. And I don't do that to keep you here, because my mission is to coach you and teach you. I long since gave up trying to, you know, like when we were talking earlier, you know, I could have a bigger business, you know, but my mission, you know, like, I know my mission. I know the assignment. And it's already been proven to me that when I follow that assignment, the blessings come behind it. So I'm okay with, you know, not having a school as big as DB or, you know, Greg Allen or somebody like that, because my mission is different. So, you know, my thing is I'm gonna teach them, and if it takes, you know, 6-8 months for them to start to master these concepts, then that's what I'm there for, you know.
I'm with you.
So that's my thing.
All right, one last thing. Is that your daughter?
That's one of them. Yes.
She sing?
I'm sorry. Is she?
Y'all made that weird?
I don't know.
I think.
Did you say does she sing?
Single.
Is she single?
Alrighty.
Yes, she is.
Thank you all for tuning
Yes, she
in to Chemistry. I am Marcel Williams.
She's a doctor. And I am
Don't
Todd
answer
Anthony
that.
Manaigo. I am Todd Anthony Manaigo.
Catch us next time in the lab with the daughter.
No. What? We had a good interview. How was you? What you doing? All right.
Has anyone ever swung on Miles in the interview?
Not that I've seen. Oh, no.
No one. No one has ever done
Maybe
it.
out there, but not in
No one?
here.
Okay. Well,
Yo.
first time for everything.
Come on.